Here's a quick video of the Porsche Cayman on the channel. You can see the set of the wheels is quite flush with the body. There's no spacers involved. It's running R-Spec Trofeo R tyres, Pzero. Sizing on the front, 235/40/18 95Y. And the rear sizing is 265/40 ZR18 101Y load rating. You can see down the bottom there, Trofeo R. What I want to do is do a comparison with the Macan GTS on the channel, which is running 295 rears, and just see how the tyre widths compare and contrast. Obviously the Macan's a lot heavier, close to 2 tons, and the Cayman I think is around 1400 kilos. So here's the rear Trofeo R tyre after 2 track days and a trip to Orange, it's about 6 hours driving, trip to Camber about 6 hours driving, and many local trips around the burbs. So the tyres are done. So you can see we've got roughly 27 centimetres of nearly usable rubber by the time you take into effect the camber of the wheels and the fact that you can push it harder on the racetrack. As you see, it's not that grooved either, so you've got a lot of rubber sitting on the road. In addition, the sidewall profile of this 265 wide tyre is quite tall, and much taller than you'd get on a normal summer tyre. So you're getting additional width built in to the tyre. This is a Macan GTS 2023. We took delivery of this earlier this year, around January, and yeah, it's done about 5,000 Ks, so it's quite new. Now, just looking at the tyres, rear tyre size, you can see we've got a 295/35/21 103Y load rating, Pzero tyre. The front tyre size is 265/40/21 101Y. Again, Pzero's summer tyre. In spec, of course. Just looking at that, and the side profile of the tyres is quite a flush fitment on the front, showing a decent amount of negative camber, particularly in the rear. You can tell by looking at the rear tyre on this car that it's not using the outer edge of the tyre, probably about 1 centimetre at least, maybe more, which is a sign that it has a decent amount of negative camber. You're probably looking at something like at least -2, which is just amazing, especially for a road vehicle capable of full driving and smashing it on the racetrack. I don't know if you've seen recently, but Fifth Gear put one of these cars up in this spec without the track pack up against the Tesla brand new Model 3 Y, and the GTS beat it by over 3 seconds. So goodness only knows what would happen if you fitted the full track pack with the Pirelli Corsa tyres, the race tyres, plus the Porsche Torque vectoring. I can't imagine how quick it'd be. So as you can see, the 295 McCann rear tyre, the actual rubber on the road's only about 25.5. Considerably less than what the Cayman has, even though the measurement is at 295. Now we'll quickly measure the shoulder to the outside of the tyre to see if that gets closer to 295. If you line up the tape measure, you get about 29 to the outside shoulder of the tyre. Yeah, so in conclusion, on comparing the Motorsport tyre on the Cayman, base Cayman that we have on the channel, and the McCann GTS, which seemingly has a wider rear on the measurements, but in reality it hasn't turned out to be the case. So all I can conclude is that the Cayman's tyre, being a Motorsport tyre, is measuring the actual rubber that's hitting the road, not the actual width between the shoulders of the tyre, and the Sumner tyres seem to measure the outside limit of the tyre as their measurement. Therefore you end up with less rubber sitting on the road. Quite mind-blowing actually. I wasn't expecting that, and that partially explains, I suppose, why the Cayman looks like it has such beefy tyres, and hence, you know, that's where you're getting some of the benefit on the track is increased G's in corners. You got more rubber contact. The car feels more nimble, more drivable, and yeah. So I think that's an interesting conclusion to draw. I think I'm going to be sticking with this Pzero brand. I'm not sure whether other brands offer the same differences in measurements, but it's something to be aware of if you're seeking a Motorsport tyre that can be driven on road driven as well as on the racetrack, which the Trofeo R is really good for, as well as being competent in the wet weather if you have some degree of negative camber. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. If you like what you've seen, I can run more comparisons on these two amazing vehicles in the future. So just let us know what your experience might have been with Motorsport tyres in the comments. Yeah, until the next time, enjoy motoring and driving. Thank you.